Hello everybody and welcome to another mind-boggling episode of Id Invaded. Stay mind-boggling, I'm pretty sure I predicted who John Walker was. I'm not going to say it right here just in case you've clicked on this without watching the episode. Go watch the episode, they tell you who John Walker is. They figure out who John Walker is. But yeah, it was a good episode, anime review, don't know if I said that or not, but it is. Yeah, it was another good episode. I liked the whole sort of split perspective thing. You got like Honda Machi over there, Narisaga over there. Kind of felt a little bit like they dragged Narisaga's bit out to fit half an episode, but it was still fine. Like, it wasn't terrible. I still thought it was really good. This show, is it my favourite thing this season? It certainly could be, And there's been stuff I've been really looking forward to this season, and this has come the hell out of nowhere, and I love it, and it's great. Anyway, let's jump into the episode and see what went down and everything. Let's do this. So it turns out that Narisaga was being manipulated by John Walker as well. You'd think he'd figure that out, but he doesn't know that. Also, yeah, he's got his memories. Fukuda's got his memory. They're each other. They're themselves now, which seems a little bit easy to get them to be themselves. Although it would only really happen either A, in their own idwell, which is what we got, or if as later on as there's multiple great detectives and then some of them have got their own memories. Like, it's sort of like a chain effect, a domino. Like, one knows, one tells another one, then another one. They just keep going, and that's basically what happened. But anyway, the support team, the property, the people on the outside, they don't really know what to do because this is kind of unprecedented. The machine's not turning off. If you tried unplugging it, that might work. Don't think they've tried that, but hey. Check Matsuoka's movements. Like, they sort of fake you out a little bit, like, oh, is it Matsuoka that planted the trap? No, he just fell for the trap, it turned out. Narisaga then asks Fukuda, he's like, why'd you do it, bruh? And he's like, well, I had to. And then do a little bit more mathematicianing, which is relevant. And Narisaga figures out Fukuda wants to die, and it's because he sees him looking at the numbers and everything. He's got, oh god, I'm trying to say arithmomania, which is like where you can't help but count things. I'll be honest, I looked it up very briefly before before getting here, and yeah, it's like a form of OCD. I read. I'm not a doctor. I'm not an expert. It was a quick Google search. Basically, you can't help but count the things around you, which is driving him a bit up the wall. And that's why he drilled the hole in his head, because that got rid of it, I guess. But yeah, now in this world, the hole's not there, so he is, he's got his arithmomania back. Which, when you think about it, surely because he's got his memory, he would have the hole. Because later on, Honda Machi gets her memory back, and the hole comes back. So surely his hole is that a plot hole? Probably not. It's a bit weird. Like, it is surely, or maybe it's because I guess no, because the amnesia bit was blocked from the beginning. He didn't regain his memory. It does sort of make sense. Never mind. Ignore that. Anyway, the cockpit's disappeared. Narisaga tells him, hey, I need your number counting thing, because obviously you watched the numbers on the floor. So you know the way to, you can use that to get to where the cockpit is. They reckon, or he reckons, that Honda Machi's cockpit is now in their idwell. Like transferred across somehow. That's what I don't get. How did they get from two different idwells? Are they like they're like copies of the same idwell, right? Maybe that's how. I don't really know. And also because he then says something about it's like, if no one's watching the idwell, basically, no one's observing us, then time doesn't sync up, so we've got more time if they're not being watched. And because of the storm, that's making it so they can't be watched, so they've got more time to do things? I think is what they were saying. That or, hey, Honda Machi's got more time, we can dig for her freely. It was one of those two things. And then they begin digging. They dig for a while to try and uncover Honda Machi, because they figure she's buried in sand. That would suffocate you. She wouldn't be alive anymore. Just to say. Second half of the episode focuses on Honda Machi inside the Idid world. Words are hard, guys. She finds Narisaga's notes board and figures out everything he's got, and then because she's more smarter than Nary Saga, more smarter, we'll go with that, more intelligente. She figures out, or she picks up where he left off. Basically, John Walker should have his own preferential way of killing, because all the others, the arm guy, the twister guy, the drill guy, they've all got their preferred ways of killing. He should have one too. What she figures out, none of the victims died immediately from their wounds. Some of them even survived their wounds. So that's his thing. His method of killing is the victims might not die, which I guess that's a method of killing. It made sense. And then each murderer dealt the blow on a different day of the week, she figured out as well. So I think Fukuda was Sunday. There was some that were Challenger was Sunday, right? I can't remember. Each one was different. No, Saturday was Fukuda, Challenger was Sunday, and there was one for every day of the week. No more than 7 deaths as well as another thing. There it is. No more than 7 deaths in each case is another thing. So I guess that's another thing. Maybe it's something to do with the days of the week. I think that's actually what she uses to figure out the days of the week bit. Then she goes to see Fukuda, not real Fukuda. This is Idwell Fukuda. I guess at the same time that she would have been drilled in the real world, she goes to see him. Basically says, then they have a friendly chat for a little bit because she just knows everything about him because she's from the future, sort of. Then she basically asks about him. Hey, John Walker, bro, and he's like, John Walker came into his dreams and got him to try and drill Asukai, but Fukuda was like, nah, I'm not doing that. Because I don't care about dream holes, that's lame. And fair enough, Fukuda knows what he wants. Then they talk for a little bit more about who it could be. Fukuda brings up time zones, basically, it could be someone on an overseas business trip. And then she's like, that's genius, I need to make a call, and she does. Meanwhile, in the real world now, we're all over the place, I know, but it made sense watching it. Matsuoka arrives in Momoki's room. There's a picture frame which has a photograph in it. That photograph is hiding, I guess, Narisago's family photograph, which is how they got the particles which led to Narisago's Idwell in the room. Someone had slipped that in there as a trap. So John Walker, we then look, what's her name figures out. Honda Machi figures out John Walker is the head of department guy, the old man. Which, I think I did say, I bet it's the old man a couple times. The journey, how we got there was still pretty good. We still got a little bit left. She gets ejected back into the Idwell with Narisago, and Fukuda gets her memories back. And she's like, yes, I'm back to normal now. Basically, she then tells them who it is, and Narisago's got this look and he's like, son of a bitch. Like that. That's what he's like. I keep looking at my notes, but there's a lot to this, so I gotta, Narisago then figures out, hey, Asukai did say something useful before she disappeared, I guess, because remember, Momoki called him inside the Idwell. Momoki called him and was like, did she tell you anything useful? And he's like, yeah, she did actually, but I don't know what that thing may be, because they don't clarify it, unless I missed it, which is entirely possible, but I don't think they said. They get ejected back into the real world. Say John Walker's identity over the speakers so he can hear and run away. Not a good plan. But then all the power goes off and the chief guy has a secret room where the ceiling opens up. Who's in the ceiling? It's bloody Asukai, and she's got like this mecha flight suit on, like she's about to pilot flipping Evangelion or something. And then he says like, you're up, Asukai. Like, this is up to you now. So she gonna do something to their brains? Maybe, because they've gone in the Idwell. I still think she's somehow behind the Idwells. Like, she somehow makes them, somehow. We got 2 episodes left, so they could easily explain that. I am wondering how they're going to do the, final battle, if it were. Like, are they just going to try and get in the door? Because, really, I think they're going to have to... What they should do... I don't know, It'd be a lot more funky and fun if they somehow went in... They did something inside an Idwell where they've got more cool stuff they could do. Like, remember the first one where he was zipping around with his arm all half off? That was cool. but yeah, I think I'd rather that than just trying to get into a door in the real world. You know, maybe have Momoki. Well, obviously he's going to come and help now because he's been cleared essentially. So I reckon he could go the real world. We could have the other three go into the Idwell with their memories somehow. Could they turn that off? Although the thing's gone, they'd lost control of the thing, haven't they? Because the power went off. Yeah, not too sure how they're going to do that. It'd be cool though. I'm really looking forward to it. As I said, this one's gripped me. This show's gripped me a lot, and I'm like, I cannot wait. Actually, cannot wait. We've only got what, 2 weeks left. Oh, you know, I'm gonna be a bit sad when it's done. It came a bit out of nowhere, this show, but really big fan. Me, really big fan. Anyway, thank you everybody for watching this review. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please consider subscribing and stuff for more reviews. It would help me a lot. Great. Thank you. I will see you next week for another episode of this, and bye guys.